Hello everybody, today we're going to be doing some spring training notes. Basically we're going to be going over a few things I want to talk about spring training. Spring training has just started, and so I want to talk about some stuff that's been going on and just some other news. If you do like this video, hit that like button down below. Let me know down in the comments if you agree or disagree with any of the any of the moves that have happened and any of the games that have been played. Spring training has officially started, so let's get started here. Starting off, so yeah, spring training has started. Yesterday was the first games by every single team. There were a lot of good games, lots of prospects to be watching. I put some down just for players you guys should be watching if you are baseball fans. These are some guys you should be watching, I think, because these are guys are going to be really big guys in the future. There are tons of prospects I could have added. I just put down the big guys who are coming up this year, and just guys I kind of watched. You know, Jeter Downs, Bobby Dahlbeck, they both looked really good for the Red Sox against the Twins. Alex Kirilloff, he's going to be a good Twin going up. Jared Kelenic and Kyle Lewis are both Mariners who are supposed to have lots of good potential. Ryan Mountcastle, he's coming up for the Orioles. There's a bunch more players I could have added, but I just wanted to let you know that there was some stuff on MLB talking about some of the prospects you should watch, and you know, if you're a big baseball fan, you want to see the next big guys in baseball, who's coming up, those are some guys to watch out in baseball and see what happens with them. Then just a few smaller news notes we have. We have Hunter Dozier signs an extension. So Hunter Dozier, a Kansas City Royal, he has signed an extension with the team. You know, good for them. I think you're really trying to now solidify that they are getting ready for the future. Like, in the next 2 or 3 years, they want to be wild card contenders, at least. And you know, in 2 or 3 years, the White Sox, Twins, Tigers, and Royals might all be competitive. The Indians are the only team I don't know about, just because the White Sox are super young. The Twins are already good, and they have one of the best farm systems in baseball. Have a bunch of young prospects. The Tigers have great prospects in pitching and have Spencer Torkelson. And then the Royals, they have some good pitching prospects and some good young talent that's coming up too, as you can see. So, you know, it's going to be it might be a really good division in a few years. Really coming up, Hunter Dozier signs an extension with them. Third baseman who's very good. He's a very above average, like, decent player that you can have on your team. Hit you like 25 home runs, put up a good hitting, like, ability, 270, 280 average. Like, he's a good baseball player. Guy to watch out. I think he's a little bit underrated because nobody talks about him, but he's like a really good baseball player. Very good Hunter Dozier going up. Next up, Jake Odorizzi has been getting some deals from Angels and Phillies. Odorizzi is still not signed. He's like one of the biggest free agents who still hasn't signed. There's actually quite a lot of free agents who haven't signed. Jake Odorizzi, Shane Green, Jackie Bradley, like, there are some big free agents out there who nobody has signed yet, and one of them is Jake Odorizzi. He has been getting some offers from the Angels and from the Phillies, and I think he will go to the Angels, though, just because they lost out on Trevor Bauer. If the Angels get Odorizzi, that makes the Angels, like, one step better. Like, that makes them from being like a possible, like, you know, a little bit above 5 average team to a wild card contender, because they need starting pitching. If you get Odorizzi, your rotation isn't awful. You have, you know, a few good pitchers on that rotation that you can rely on, and honestly, I think it'd be much better if if the Angels do get him. The Phillies also are out on him. If the Philadelphia Phillies get him, that could be very good, and I think that if Odorizzi goes to the Phillies, add to your pitching depth with, you know, Wheeler and Nola, and then get Odorizzi. That's not a bad rotation, and the Phillies then, if Odorizzi goes to the Phillies, then I would say the Phillies got better, and I don't know where I'd put the Phillies compared to the rest of the division. I mean, the division's so stacked. NL East is the most stacked division in baseball. Them and the NL East and NL West are so stacked. So yeah, Odorizzi has been getting some offers, some deals, offers going on. I don't know anything else really about JBJ or like Shane Green or any of those other big guys coming out, because there hasn't been any like huge signings. I think there will be going out through later the year. I don't know if there's going to be more like Yasiel Puigs, because Yasiel Puig also hasn't been signed for the last 2 years. And I'm like, when is he going to get signed? Like, is Yasiel Puig never going to get signed again and just going to retire because nobody wants him? Like, he actually is a good ball player. Well, you know, he's kind of one of those loudmouths on the field. We all know that, but he's a good, like, baseball player. He has great arm, good hitting stats, great, you know, like, he's not a bad player. I don't know why people haven't signed him. Next big thing, Trey Mancini back to baseball. If you didn't know, Trey Mancini, the Orioles, was out all of 2020 to, I think it was like some type of colon cancer or something with that, with Mancini. You know, obviously I'm very glad he's back because he was the best player on the Orioles. Like, the Orioles aren't a great baseball team, and Mancini was that one guy that the Orioles fans were like, you know, that's the guy I want to watch. That's the exciting guy. There were some teams out there when they're rebuilding that you have that one guy that you watch. And like, you know, when the Twins, when they were rebuilding and, you know, when they weren't the best team in baseball, they were not, you know, they were one of the bottom teams in the division, some of those years, you know, you usually had some of their young prospects. Those were the guys that you watch. Those are the really exciting guys. Now that you're competitive, now a lot more fans are excited about them. Mancini, you know, he was that guy for the Orioles that is exciting, and he's coming back. I think it's going to really help out that Orioles team, he's kind of like the leader of the team, come together, and I think the Orioles are going to have a nice year this year. I think the Orioles are going to be a team that actually improves. I think the Orioles are going to be a better team overall this year. Players are getting ready in baseball. Like, this is spring training. It's starting, and it's going to be a very interesting year to see what's going on. Some of the teams that were winning, you know, going up. I think some of the teams that won yesterday, excuse me, the Blue Jays won, the Twins won. That was the one game I was listening to. I know the Blue Jays won. I think the Pirates won. The Dodgers won. It doesn't really matter too much, to be honest, because it's just spring training. It's not really matters what the outcome is. It just matters how well your players are doing. I thought the Twins were doing fine. A lot of players looked good. Now, because this isn't a Twins-only channel, I'm not going to just talk about them. But there was a lot of good players in all teams that looked very good. Lots of good hitting players. There were some good pitchers out there who actually did pretty well. There were some who didn't. But I will say, so far, the dead ball that has been changed has, like, just by one game, so it's a very small sample size, hasn't seemed like it changed too much. Just because the scores were still relatively, you know, mixed. I think, though, that the ball's going to change is also going to make a lot more hits happen. There's going to be a lot more contact on the baseball. But that's going to be my MLB, I don't know if I really want to say MLB news. Spring training news, I guess. MLB preseason news going up. If you guys did like this video, hit that like button down below. Let me know in the comments. Do you agree or disagree with any of the MLB or any of the not the signings, any of the news, any of the prospects to watch? The Dozier the extension, Mancini being back, Odorizzi, where do you think he's gonna go? How about any of the other big free agents? Let me know. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.